My call sign is Nagliy, impudent. Everyone asks why. Honestly, I'm also interested why. My position is assistant machine gunner. Infantry does everything. Absolutely everything. Starting from engineering, sapper work. I have to be able to handle as many weapons as possible. And not just what we have. If you see a weapon you've never used before, or even one you have but haven't worked with, go ahead, ask, learn. Everything comes in handy in war. That's how I learned to operate almost every weapon we have. The only thing I haven't worked with is artillery. But I've mastered the SVD sniper rifle, the Mosin rifle, the Kalashnikov assault rifle, and UAR, which by the way is not for sand. I've handled Kalashnikov's handheld machine gun, the Browning M2. My first heavy machine gun was the Dashika. I call it Dashinka. I still have a soft spot in my soul for it. The morning starts with coffee. It always does. The only question is what can happen before coffee. Let's say, for example, that we were attacked before coffee, like on the 14th on this month, a massive assault took place. The enemy advanced toward us and flanked us from behind. We were nearly surrounded. In my position, defense is always set up for 30-60 degrees, just in case. Over their Russians, over their ours. Their Russians, their Russians, their Russians, their ours. Even incompetent and unprepared enemy can cause a lot of trouble. I'm responsible for my position. I think through everything in a full circle. I have everything in place, mines, tripwires. Everything is set to slow the enemy down as much as possible. The longer it takes them to deal with obstacles, the more time I have to regroup and plan the next move. They try everything. They crawl, run, drive, sneak up on us. They test every possible way. Their tactics change with their attack. They try something, see it doesn't work, adjust, still use the old method but less, while shifting focus to a different approach. They come from different directions, try to reach us using armored vehicles, then advance on foot. The vehicle stopped, they abandon it, and continue the attack on foot. They use armor to push into our rear and experiment with different ways to do it. Sometimes they attack in 3 different ways at once: armored vehicles, motorcycles, and infantry, all coming from different directions. You see it happening and feel a moment of shock. Mostly we focus on taking out visible targets. If I see him, I work against him. If I can't see him but I know where he's firing from, I'll send a shot from an RPG. Why not? A Kalashnikov isn't effective enough for that. It just buys time. So first, when rifle fire, I make him hit the ground, then I use the RPG. After that, he's not going anywhere. Shot! If your enemy stands up, you did something wrong. That means you need to make another shot. Our opponents are good at digging tunnels, trenches. They dig like moles, and fast. They can dig 15 meters in a day. Honestly, I'd lose my mind if I had to dig even 1 meter properly. The ground here is asphalt and hard soil. It's brutal. If you manage to reach the sand, hallelujah, it's getting easier. But then there is the issue of camouflage. If everything around is black, where would you hide the light colored sand you've just dug up? During an assault, you're mostly in the trench the one knee because bullets are flying and it can drive you insane, but that's normal. If a drone is flying above and hovering over you, you need to run for cover. To drop a payload on you, the UAV has to stop, aim, and in those 2 or 3 seconds, you have a chance to escape. If you hear a bang, that's the capsule being fired. That's the moment of detonation. It takes a couple more seconds for the fuse to ignite the charge. That's your window. 2-3 seconds to get as low as possible. If you can hit the ground, do it. And always keep your head covered. Digging never stops. Yeah, an infantryman is always digging. You're always in cover, trenches, foxholes. You're constantly trying to dig something out. First, because there is nothing else to do. You shoot, shoot, shoot. Then you get tired of shooting, so you go dig. Eventually you can't sit still, you get so bored. And believe me, war can be boring. The key is figuring out where to put the ground and the sand. Leaving it just gives away your position. What about the toilets? Want comfort? Dig. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, improvise, adapt, overcome, or simply improvise. Creativity is a soldier's best friend. The most critical needs are water and food. You're always in a critical supply situation. I will stockpile especially water, because you always need water. During an assault, I smoke a lot. Normally I smoke less than a half pack a day, but when there is an attack, I can smoke a whole pack in an hour and barely notice. Water went out very fast. Our drone vampire arrives. The Russians call it Baba Yaga. And now we do too. It hums like a tractor overhead. If it's that loud, it's definitely ours. It can carry supplies or it can carry ammunition. That's the thing. The drone arrives, drops off whatever it brought. It works like global delivery, but for the front line. It has designated drop zones and it doesn't matter for the drone what to carry. It just drops and your job is to run over and grab your gifts. That's how we get everything. Grenades, RPG grenades, ammo. Everything comes from the sky. Our guys work hard to keep deliveries going daily because we use the ammo rather fast. Some days you don't fire a shoot. Then the next day you go out, shoot, clean your weapon. Weapons always need care. Prepare gear for yourself. Always keep your weapon in working condition. You should be able to grab it and fire instantly. You need to trust your weapon. That it won't jam, it won't fail. Never assume you'll figure it out later. First, equip yourself properly. Then focus on your mindset, because mental strength is the hardest part. The enemies aren't here to drink tea with you. They came to kill you. So get your head straight. Stop them before they kill you. Stay in control. Always think clearly. A hot head can get you killed. Imagine this. You're under mortar fire, you panic, start running and forget about the mines you placed yourself before. If you escape and keep alive, congrats, you're lucky. But you could have just blown up every single mine. This is our family now. No joke, we tear apart anyone for each other. Load outside. Load outside, right? Why? Just load outside. Spend 3 months with us here and you'll be one of us. You'll understand what it means to be part of a small family. A team that keeps your back. When you sleep, you know your guys will do everything so you can sleep safely. And if a fight starts, they'll wake you up. They bring you tea, hand you meds if you're sick. We're everything for each other. Mothers, fathers, and brothers. At this point, I'm fully adapted to combat. Ready anytime, anywhere. Ready to fight and neutralize the enemy. Sometimes you think it's the end, and if you ever wanted to die before, in that moment you suddenly want to live more than anything. And you fight for it, with everything you have. The adrenaline increases so much, you literally start jumping. Once I even danced, just dance. We joke all the time. Yeah, it's war, and what? To walk around with sore faces? Our humor keeps us alive. Why are we here? For the home, for the family. We think about them, about your loved one. And you do everything or make sure no one hurts them. Everything for the family.